Hey guys, I hope your week is off to a great start. The workout for Tuesday is two parts. The first part, 5 sets of 1 minute of work at 3 different stations. The goal would be to perform as many reps as possible within each minute for each movement. The first one is alternating renegade rows. The second is alternating V-ups, and the third is alternating groiners. Those obviously will be done with one leg as opposed to the double leg version we did a couple weeks ago since they're alternating. I'll show those, of course, and then we'll take a 1 minute break, do it all again. 5 sets total. Rotating through, obviously trying to make the transition from one to the next nice and quick. Basically, you'll be on the plank position for your renegade row, flip onto your back for V-ups, flip back to the plank position for groiners. So the transition should be nice and smooth and quick on each one. Second part will be guns. So same format, a minute of curls, a minute of tricep extensions, a bunch of different variations there. You could do hammer curl, you could do alternating regular bicep curls, you could do a barbell curl if you have one. One dumbbell, two dumbbells, kettlebell. Really, it doesn't make that much of a difference as long as you choose an appropriate version and an appropriate weight that allows you to get a bunch of reps in the minute and work continuously. And then the tricep extension, same thing. You can go behind the head, seated. You can go lying, kind of skull crusher. You could do like a close grip bench on the floor with either dumbbells or a barbell or a kettlebell. So same idea, try to choose a variation that allows you to work continuously for 1 minute. Doesn't necessarily have to be unbroken the whole time. If you have to stop and pause a couple seconds here or there, no big deal. Then take a minute break and repeat. So I put 3 to 4 sets. If your weight is relatively light, it's not that bad. You could sneak in 4, maybe even 5 sets of that. If it's pretty demanding and you're working really, really hard for each minute, 3 sets should prove sufficient. We'll warm up the part 1 movements before we get started with them and then crush it. So just like 20 seconds of each, just get some good reps in, warm it up as needed, and practice the movements. Let's go over them. Make sure you can see. I'll be down on the floor. So the renegade row, it'll be ideally done with a pair of dumbbells. The dumbbells are on the ground. You are holding the plank position atop of a push-up, feet about shoulder width, maybe even a little bit wider, just so you're not rotating side to side too much through the hips as you row the dumbbell up to the stomach. So support yourself with one arm, row that dumbbell in to the torso, lower it back, and then repeat on the opposite side. And again, you're trying to minimize the amount of rotation that takes place. Try to keep your hips and shoulders square to the floor. That's really where the majority of the work is in the workout and a lot of the benefit from it for the movement. The alternatives, if you only have one dumbbell, you can obviously just support yourself with your non-working arm and perform the row. My recommendation would be to place it back in the middle, switch arms, and then repeat on the opposite side and still alternate every rep. That would be the same if you have a kettlebell. Because the kettlebell will be higher off the ground, it will be a bit clunky because you won't be able to straighten your arm. So ideally you can elevate on some type of surface to create a little bit of extra range of motion for that arm. So if you have a parallel, if you have a chair, if you have a short bench or a step, something like that. Excuse me, I'm belching. My dinner's repeating on me. The alternating V-up. You'll lie on your back. Start with the feet flat on the ground. Start with the arms extended up over your head with the hands on the floor. And you're going to touch your hand to your opposite foot. The goal is to keep your legs straight. Lift it to about a 45-degree angle off the ground or so. And then really the initiation comes from lifting the trunk as high as you can. And then touch the hand to the toes. Lower back down, go back to the starting position, and repeat on the opposite side. So the work is in getting the trunk to lift off the ground, and then bringing the foot to meet the hand. not in lifting the foot as high as you possibly can, and then just moving a couple inches off the floor. So try to keep the legs straight, lift that foot up, again about 45-degree angle from the floor, approximately, and then elevate that torso up to reach the hand. If you can't reach the hand, or sorry, reach the foot. If you can't reach the foot with your hand, obviously the scaling option, you could shorten that range of motion, maybe almost touch your foot with your hand, or touch lower down on your leg, call it your shin or even your knee. And then it'll be alternating reps, as many as possible for the minute. And then the groiner, so the single leg groiner, to alternate, will be same idea, start at the top of a push-up. You're going to bring your foot to the outside of your hand, and then you're going to quickly switch positions. So now kick this foot back behind, and then bring the other foot to the outside of the hand. And the alternating groiner is just done nice and quick. Try to keep the trunk nice and still as you move from one position to the other. And that's it, guys. Feel free to reach out with any questions. If you need movement substitutions or alternatives for anything, let me know. If you're not sure what kind of curls or extensions to do for a part 2, you can reach out. Of course, you can also just pop on Zoom if you have questions, and we'll take care of you guys there. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.